Alright, and we are back and ready for our final mission of the day, going to the Codex Brain Coordinates. So this mission has got a lot of Chrysalids, a couple of other nasty opponents like Andromedons and Codexes, and then kind of a final boss gatekeeper, similar to the Sectopod, which is the big opponent at the Forge. These are kind of the same tier in the two different paths of the storyline campaign stuff you have to do. And once we get both of them, we'll be able to do some Shadow Project research to unlock the end of the game. So we've got pretty heavily kitted out squad, a bunch of special weapons and armor, both the assassin's weapons on Julia. We're bringing a med kit just in case something goes wrong and someone gets chrysalid poisoned, because that sure saved us last time. We've got our Reaper for scouting. We've got two bond pairs. We've got Julia and Lockdown, and we've also got Ether and T-Bone. So hopefully we'll be able to get... ideally the final third level on these two would be awesome, because I'd still like to get a third level bond pair. Other than that, I think we are good to go. So we'll be scouting forward with our Reaper. We've got Squad Sight Sniper and Squad Sight Reaper. Got a ton of damage with both of the assassin weapons. So things could always go horribly wrong, but I feel like we've got in pretty good shape for this mission. We waited until we had a pretty ideal squad ready, and I don't think we can put together a better squad of 6 for this mission.
This may be its origin point, but can't know for sure. Based on the fight it put up, I'd expect heavy resistance either way. Good luck down there.
Oh hey, I think I've always done this mission in the nighttime before. It's actually kind of wild to see it in the day. That said, I think I've done this mission once, maybe twice.
Hostile presence is currently unknown, but expect the worst.
Prepare the ambush.
We're also, with all these sweet heavy armors, finding ourselves a little tight on inventory spots at this point. Okay, so do we have a direction we're supposed to be exploring? I guess we're kind of in the corner here, so we're pushing up towards the center.
Moving as ordered.
I kind of want to break cover sooner rather than later, just so that we can move our ranger to pick up random chrysalids rather than anyone else. Okay. So push our moving cover up first. We don't have a time limit here, so we can move pretty cautiously. We know this location is safe. Would be kind of nice to keep our sniper on high ground if there's any good high ground to use. Looks like it's mostly going to get lower, so we can probably push over to this edge and then just put her somewhere on there. In the meantime, we can just put her on this corner here. We do have the Plasma Lance now. Also went ahead and built the Tier 3 Gremlin, even though we don't have a specialist on this particular mission.
Position confirmed.
So we've got all of the Tier 3 plasma weapons except the Storm Gun, which we might not even bother with, just because of the
I'm on it. Roger. I've got my
Arashi.
Maintaining this area.
Alright. So I like seeing these guys early. This is a good first pod to blow our cover on. Oh, it actually shows you these guys burrowing. That's nice. Yeah, I just remember this map being filled with chrysalids burrowing and unburrowing. So this is like the literal perfect map to have Julia on with her Blade Storm, Arashi. Yeah, we'll just run her around like a madman and clear all this nonsense out. Alright, so I think we can take a turn moving up on these guys before we pop our cover. Assuming it doesn't just, you know, immediately pop our cover off of something weird. And if they patrol into us, we can actually do the trick where we've only got one person. It exposes the robot, so we get Overwatch fire on them, but it doesn't count as flanked because robots aren't flankable. So we actually want to break her cover sooner rather than later, especially. So we'll probably have her open fire on this mission, even if it's not strictly necessary, because her cover is actually a drawback right now rather than an upside. Overwatch here, so we don't hit the wrong button. Overwatch. Overwatch. Long watch. Overwatch. And we can pull you in a bit.
I'm trusting you. You will never hide from me.
Overwatch.
Reapers are always vigilant.
Alright, so we'll probably... Oh, he didn't even get a long watch on them. Weird. Alright, so... we can probably push out to here. And... we do need sight with you. Man, you, Alright, let's Reaper over to the edge just to make sure we're not going to blunder into another pod. I don't remember exactly where all the chrysalids are. We do need to be careful about that.
For the cause. I'll keep a watchful eye.
Moving to designated coordinates. I'm on it.
Alright, and we just need to get you somewhere where you'll have sight of all these guys.
Okay.
This seems probably fine.
Affirmative. Covering now.
Actually kind of like getting you up into a high ground flanking position.
My turn on watch.
No, don't go down. Come on. Ugh. I really want to fight someone before we start going into chrysalid territory. Right.
Good copy.
So you swing over to this position. Okay, we are on a map edge. That's nice.
Double time.
And we can just Overwatch trap and try and get them to patrol into us, which is kind of nice. Alright, so we don't want to fight those guys. Just yet.
I'm on the move.
So I don't love how fine a line this is cutting. We still have vision of this whole pod. Who has vision of them?
No one will slip past.
Roger. I've got my eyes on.
Well, let's just try not to break concealment for a turn.
I go where you tell me. You can never escape my sight. I won't let them pass.
Alright, I like those guys wandering away. Man, this is stressful. We saw like 5 chrysalids, I want to say. So this is like 50-50 to activate. Okay, cool.
So much for our little stealth adventure.
It's a good start.
There is nowhere to hide.
Alright, so step 1 is kill Andromedon. You've got a face-off to kill both of these guys. Could also just Lightning Hands one. You can run up and kill an Andromedon pretty easily. I'd be pretty comfortable with you overdriving. Can you shoot the Andromedon from where you are? Yes. And would get pretty good shred. What's your... So you've got 1 action left. If we overdrive, it'll only give you 1 extra. So let's overdrive. Go for a pretty high chance of shred on the Andromedon. Cool.
So it's a battle of the plates then, is it?
And then we can have you run and gun over and rapid fire the Andromedon. Do you even need to run and gun? We do want to get you a flank shot. This has vision of it? Yeah. Alright.
I'm going.
So this loses your cover.
I'm busted.
But that's fine. We want you to lose your cover. And then we want you to rapid fire this guy. Wow, only 75. That's fine. So that does count as a kill. So she's got an invulnerability shield. Oh, but it doesn't do the second half of the run and fire. Or the fire, because it counts as a different target. So we still have an Andromedon shell to deal with. Who have you got shots on? So we don't want you to shoot that group yet. So we'd be pretty okay with just moving Julia up to soak the melee attack from the Andromedon and or block the path and just kill all the codexes. And you can also parry... Actually... well, is this... Does this expose other enemies? It implies that it might. I'd rather not that. Alright. So... let's start off with this. We can lightning hands here. That's kind of fun. Alright, so let's go here. Lightning hands the shell just for funsies. Do this.
place for you to go now.
Alright. So then we need to deal with all these codexes. So you've got a lightning hens that can only kill this one. So we're happy to use that there.
Woo! You see that?
And then you've got no other shots. Annoying. So you can 100% kill this flanked codex and stay in shadows. Alright. So we need either our sniper or our grenadier to go kill this last codex, but that should be fine. Oh, but it is annoying that we've got a robot giving it cover. Oh, but you can just kill it. Okay, you can get to a point where you've got a flank shot on it, right? Where's your grapple go to? You can grapple to here?
Deploying grapple.
Whatever. Alright, and then you can get to here for a flank shot on it.
Here I come.
Not with cover from the robot. Oh, you don't have vision there. Who's your teamwork to? You? Alright. Robot, let's just see if we can solve this problem real quick. Only a graze.
How many of you have I killed?
Alright. And then you can kill this without breaking shadow. 0%. Alright, and then you can parry. And Overwatch. So do we want to give Julia a teamwork to kill the Andromedon? I think I'm fine with that. Like, we're probably going to soak up the attack on a parry or something, but why risk it when we can just probably kill it with a crit here? Not as probably as I was thinking. Alright, so are you guys active now?
You cannot run.
Alright. Hopefully finish it off here. Cool.
Well, how about that?
Okay. So that was a little more complicated than we were hoping.
Let's do this.
Let's take a minute to gather our wits, set up some overwatches, refresh some cooldowns.
Seems doable.
Oh man, that would actually expose it if I move there. Funny.
I'll maintain my watch.
Take a reload.
Ready to go.
And an overwatch. An overwatch.
Can attack anything
And a
that
pistol
passes
overwatch. An overwatch. And a concealed overwatch. Man, these guys are just running for it. Alright. So, Reaper. Go get us updated vision on these guys. Try not to step in any chrysalids. Really?
There's something in the ground here. Didn't get through.
That's bullshit. So, apparently chrysalids and faceless can just... oh, they probably just are... It's a bug where it's misprogrammed to be the normal reveal radius instead of the shadow reveal radius. That would make sense. Okay, so we need to get her to a medkit at some point. So your only shot is here. Deals critical damage. Okay, so you need to get unchrysalidated at some point, but we do have a lot of fish to fry right now. Oh. So, I would like you to move up the farthest in case there are more chrysalids. Where can we get flank shots, if anywhere? So we could run all the way up to here, get some nice, happy flanks. I'm kind of fine with that. I just want to clear the area of chrysalids. Oh, I can also... Reaper.
One quick slice.
And then go deal with a bunch of problems at once.
Well, how about that?
Alright, so you've still got some reaping to do. Then everyone else can go and set up additional reaping. So you're probably not going to get a better option than taking this 67, so we can try and set up a Reaper there. Cool. And now I'm suddenly worrying that what if the Reaper damage reduction applies to our Blade Storms?
Did you see that one?
Wait, you can do other attacks from here? We could just kill this dude.
Impressed yet?
Alright, and all that leaves is this guy. We can Templar him for 9 of his 16 health. I would like to get the Reaper pulled back as far as possible so that we can cure her of chrysalid poison. So we could just grenade this guy, and that would be enough damage to finish him off with Rend. I am feeling a little bit of pressure given... I actually like Bombard better. We don't need to take out his cover. One moment here. Okay. Alright, and then that should give us proper rending on him. And this isn't any further than anyone else's stepped, so hopefully this won't activate another chrysalid, because that'd be real bad. Parry. Overwatch.
Covered. I won't last long at this rate.
Okay, only 1 damage from that. That's nice. Okay, so Reaper Scouting is basically useless in a world with chrysalids. Alright, so I believe you have the med kit? Alright, so we can go ahead and put you behind this tree here. can just go ahead and run up next to her.
I must move quickly.
Alright, and then let's go ahead and use that nanomed kit heal to get that poison off you. Okay, so that looks like that is our target. We will want to push forward carefully, given chrysalid traps.
I will sense any disturbance.
Seems doable. Overwatch.
Reload.
This unit is now reloading.
Overwatch.
Duty it is.
Alright, so I think our next action will actually be to push on this ridge with Julia, try and clear it to get high ground advantage. So let's not expose it just yet. I think I'll actually wait a turn here,
I can handle that.
just because I don't want to move her up
On Overwatch.
without cover or anything.
Reloading.
Alright, and we have to be especially careful about those chrysalids now, because
Slip past.
we don't have a med kit, so anyone who gets hit, we may just have to evac.
Get some. We got something over here.
Alright. So Julia,
Whatever.
check for chrysalids. And I'm just permanently stressed out. So, Julia's the best person. Bishop's the next best person because they can't get poisoned. And we want you on the high ground. So you're concealed from things that aren't chrysalids.
My life is in your hands.
And then let's just overwatch with everyone.
Closely.
If we really need to push forward with someone else, we can always overwatch to try and take the chrysalid out that way, and then move forward, but it's not very reliable.
Covering now. You hear that?
Alright, so you just keep sweeping this area for chrysalids,
No problem, boss.
and then everyone else can start moving up with our two snipers above.
I feel light on my feet.
Alright, Grenadier, you've been too far away for too long. Alright. And let's throw down some overwatches.
Scanning. Got it covered.
I am on watch.
Probably shouldn't have reconcealed our sniper.
Movement is close.
Alright, so... let's push you up to this tree and see if that exposes anything. Nope. Alright, next move the robot forward.
As you wish.
And then reposition the meat sacks behind them. Ugh, these chrysalids are stressing me out so much.
Come get some.
I'll keep an eye on it for you.
Solid copy. Moving to Overwatch.
It's not too far.
Alright, so we're getting everyone close to the edge. We're going to want to pull up our sniper eventually. I don't know, maybe we just move the robot to the edge now. We need to fight some of this stuff eventually. There's definitely a pod out there.
I'm as graceful as a gazelle.
Alright, so soon as we move up a little further, I believe a gatekeeper is going to pop out of here. So let's pull our sniper all the way up.
Seems doable.
That was a bit of a dubious move.
Copy that.
And then just take a turn of overwatching.
Come get some.
Probably should have gotten a reload in there somewhere. Oh, you're totally out of cover now.
Moving to Overwatch.
Sounds like a job for a tourist. You don't hear that, really?
Alright, Chryssalid detector, you go first.
Say.
Good job. That's what you're here for.
You know that was good.
Alright, and then let's get you with maximal vision of the situation. Pull you up behind the robot.
Going.
And you up to here.
Says I am to obey.
Overwatch.
Everything.
Overwatch.
Leading this area.
Overwatch.
Covering now.
Overwatch.
Engaged.
Overwatch.
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 Alright, so let's go ahead and pull the gatekeeper. I think this is about the engagement range we want.
Stomp, stomp.
Okay, still didn't do it. We're still a tile or two out of range. That's nice.
I can handle that.
Actually, let's put you behind here.
Whatever you say.
Given salvo, you're actually pretty good to not move. Oh, for Christ's sake.
Something in the ground
I
here.
will always find you.
I'm gonna need support here.
Did you get poisoned? It looks like you managed to not get poisoned, so you got that going for you. I mean, I can't say I'm happy about that, but things aren't horrible. You can sword the chrysalid, presumably. Designated swordist.
Did you see that one?
Alright, and then Overwatch. Pull you forward. Overwatch. Overwatch.
Vigilant.
Long watch.
Hurt a little.
Oh, you are poisoned. Alright, so we'll activate the gatekeeper, have you kill it, and then evac you. Is the plan.
I'm compelled to agree.
Here we go.
Not sure what we were expecting to find out here, but
Interesting rift the Codex used when it appeared. This thing could lead anywhere. It may not even be pointing at Earth.
As with most things, we'll likely need to bring it back to the ship for...
And some chrysalids. Fortunately, our two Reapers should be pretty adept at cleaning up the chrysalids. And he'll attack the robot, but he can't be poisoned, so it's pretty fine. Yeah, 1 damage. Okay. So we are going to want to move you up and evac you, probably. You've got a couple turns, but the more time we take, the more risk you're in. Sniper, what have you got shots of? So your face-off is pretty not great. You can lightning hands just to soften that chrysalid up a little bit. Oh, but we may actually want to go for the gatekeeper there. Alright, so you've got an overdrive. It's interesting that we want to shoot first with the Reaper for hollow targeting, but last with the Reaper for banishment purposes if we shred the armor. So, 64. Miss, unfortunate.
Are you sure this weapon was properly assembled?
So we can hit you and a chrysalid, but that doesn't hit the chrysalid in front of us. That's fine. Alright, 4 armor left there. Julia does have Shredder. So you could just run up rapid fire and soak some chrysalids in the meantime. Oh, you can actually go run up.
No problem, boss.
Kill a chrysalid for free.
Impressed yet?
Shred Storm Cannon.
Time to shred.
Oh, was that was your last action, unless we give you teamwork. We already used your teamwork. Oops. So we screwed that up a bit. Alright. Reaper. This is your time to shine.
I have sight beyond vision.
So, rolling 50%, but would only need to hit 3 to finish it off. And got the execute. Alright. So, then we've got Julia there to soak up some amount of chrysalid nonsense. But if we just do this, then we can have pretty easy work of it.
Locked on.
Alright. And then you get to Reaper.
Silence the oppressors!
And then rend this one.
Surge's Hall.
And then lightning hands this one.
And you. They're well protected.
And then rend here.
You will pay the price.
Is that game mission over?
One can question.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
I know where you are.
Bladestorm? Nice. Thank you for routing that way, Chryssalid.
You know that was good.
Status confirmed.
Cool, and don't even need to evac.
The AO have been eliminated. The gateway is secure. Status confirmed. Commander, we've secured the psionic gateway, and recovery teams are en route to the site.
3 soldiers wounded. So 2 of those were off of Chrysalids? What was the third one off of? We got the Reaper into a Chrysalid trap. We got...
Advent officials revealed today's maneuver by local peacekeepers was a planned exercise.
the robot into a trap.
Be alarmed. All weapon fire and wounds were simulated to better train.
The soldier that joined us from the Resistance is certainly a quick study, having already surpassed some of our other soldiers' capabilities.
Okay, yeah, I guess the Grenadier, the Reaper, and the robot all wandered into Chrysalid traps. All just a few days of wounding, though. Not too bad. Gravely wounded for 4 days.
The distinctive alien artifact we recovered from the field resembles a portal.
Got the psionic gate.
Although we believe it provides the aliens with a...
New objective added.
In order to analyze the alien psionic gateway we recovered, we will need to make the
Cool,
appropriate
so
modifications
we will go ahead
to
and
the
level up
chamber
these guys'
first,
bond.
Commander. Research is proceeding as planned, Commander.
Yes, training center. Oh, they're not available right now. Okay. Are they not available? Is one of them tired or wounded? Oh, it was... Yeah, out for 5 days. Okay. Alright, so Shadow Chamber. We can go ahead and install the Psionic Gate. We need 4 power for that. So we can pull an engineer somewhere, or we can just spend some supplies. This costs us 200, so we'll probably want to just maneuver an engineer. We're not super worried about this experimental armor, so we can go ahead and have you... Man, this power relay? Oh, is that only... Yeah, that's +5. Cool. An upgrade with the Psionic Gate.
Upgraded.
Oh, we have a lot of this research to do. Okay, so we're still like a full month away from winning the game. So let's try and finish off Chrysalid Autopsy, do the thing that's instant, and then do a bunch of... do the instant Andromedon Autopsy, and then do all the back-to-back Shadow Chamber stuff.
Your team has done
Cool.
an excellent
2 progress off there.
job of this alien artifact, Commander.
And we'll get to swap in a bunch of sweet resistance orders at the end of the month.
In uncovering the truth.
You just don't know.
Alright, Intel, Alloys, Avenger Power. We want Intel.
Commander, go ahead. Open the gate. I dare you.
Man, he's still taunting. I like that they must have a lot of plot VO for every single Chosen. Just given that we've killed 2 of them and this guy still has a ton of custom VO.
Elders off my back. Our friends in the Resistance are paying a heavy price.
Cool.
For Chosen running loose. We should do what we can to take them down before they hit again.
Intel,
Cooperation has proven to be a boon to the Resistance.
breakthrough. What's the breakthrough? Spare parts. Don't care about that. Don't care very much about that. Not planning on hunting him down. Can we get a level 3 bond off of this? Let's just do that. Screw it. Put our best people out of the way for a little while. And get that level 3 bond. 25 supplies to keep him from being wounded? Yes, that's worth it.
Covert is our specialty. Let's just hope your people can keep up.
Alright, and then we actually would rather get these guys back sooner than our injured people back sooner. Alright, I'm kind of hoping we can just skate through a few days without any missions popping up.
Could have predicted this outcome.
Cool.
Though it is intriguing, Even
Hell
my
Weave.
intellectual curiosity
Breakthrough
was
successful.
enough to overcome my doubts as to whether or not it
Oh, we
was
sold all our
wise
Andromedons. We can't...
decision for
Okay.
our troops.
Might as well do this. Just... Well, no, we're actually going to Shadow Chamber research instead. Leave anyway. Alright, so... This requires supplies. This one's the fastest. Alright. Fine, we can give you a fake research project. Or is it just going to... Okay, that's pretty annoying that it gives me the thing saying that I need to do... idle lab staff, but I also can't start it. Okay, what do you want?
Commander, the aliens are still moving forward on the Avatar.
Alright, we will probably need to assault one more facility. I thought we only had one research project to do before the end of the game, but we actually have a bunch more. Alright, is there anything else we want to do, or do we just want to call it a night at this point, given that we're largely set up and just waiting on a bunch of research now? 4 days on the covert op. I'd kind of like to try and get that level 3 bond put together. But if a mission comes up, we'll call it a night. Continue training. Void Rift. Experimental armor.
Incoming message for you, Commander.
How do you think we're doing?
Through to your quarters now. You have made considerable progress.
True, we've done a lot of great stuff.
The past month, Commander. I hope that your ongoing efforts.
I hope you don't get enough intel that we need to go kill you. That would be inconvenient. Okay, we should be able to end the game this month. Man, we do not care at all about this. We're planning to win the game before then. Alright. All PCS effects are increased. Man, we don't care about weapons research. We also don't care about rookies. Tech War's still good. Intel Wars are still good. Let's actually trade out Volunteer Army. Get a double agent. Yeah, this looks good. Integrated Warfare is going to be really strong with all of our superior PCSs. I guess just a couple of random, sometimes get extra people. Most of these aren't super important.
The skirmishers are yours.
Let's go get those supplies.
Avenger plotting new course.
Just curious if we can get back our best bond mates before the next mission.
I suppose since that worked,
Right. Increased cohesion. Assign new covert action.
that we have new opportunities to strike.
I don't suppose we can rescue Lebedev, finally. Doesn't look like it. Alright, so... I think we're kind of past the point where almost any of this matters. I'm in for reducing Avatar progress, just for funsies. Send off a couple low-level buddies to clear some Avatar progress.
My followers will appreciate the support of your soldiers.
And then, let's go ahead and improve these guys to bond level 3. Free action for the teammate. That's pretty cool. Negative trait acquired. Fear of fire. Yeah, that's still a thing. Do we have anyone else we want to send to the infirmary? We got a couple of negative traits a while back. Yeah, that's fine. Could pick that up. This seems good at this stage in the game. Alright, so almost got bond level 3. Still waiting on that shadow project. Pick up the rest of these supplies. Go try and finish off this ominous glow. I guess we're probably getting a guerrilla op pretty quick here. Or some sort of council mission, but we're... Continue training. I'll take Inspire. Do we want to do any Proving Ground stuff? Are we missing out on sweet opportunities? No, we're not. We don't have any Elerium cores, so we can't do anything useful there. Spent our last Elerium core in a hazmat vest. Alright. Psionic gate or encrypted codex data. Go ahead and knock this one out since it costs stuff, just so we don't forget about that. Everyone back to available. We could go do something wacky like a facility mission if we want, but I think we're just trying to make the push for the end game here. Void Rift training. Sure. I assume you have Soulfire.
The aliens continue to make the lives of my followers difficult.
Alright, cool. These missions are super fun. Go ahead and pick up 2 colonels, potentially, and a scientist. But that seems like a good place to call it for the day. Thanks to everyone for watching. Think we're gonna indeed get this campaign knocked out in the next session or two, and super happy with it. Thanks to everyone for watching, and have a good night.